for more assembly. This is the, oh shoot, hub and back plate, I believe is the term for this particular piece. Try and keep it lined up about on the keyway. Lines up perfectly. I thought maybe the disc would have to be kind of out a little bit to land right on the dimple for the set screw, but nope. All the way back, and it's just where it wants to be. So we'll drive this guy down. Go ahead and put in our key. Okay, we'll put in our backup set screw. This must be that way. Make sure nobody escapes. This is our driving disc. That's what it's called. This is the actual friction material. And then here's our part that's been Loctited in place. Should be all successfully dried, cured. Okay, so this is also where things are going to get kind of interesting. So I need to somehow get this guy in place and also have my springs in their correct place so that I can line up on 4 of these holes down there too. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge, and then of course it's going to be trying to push away from me while we put on the spider. All right, to get this guy on, what we're going to do is use some foil tape to tape the bases of the springs onto this side of the plate, or this plate. And so hopefully when I get this guy up here, it will allow the springs to stay in place well enough. Come on now. Okay. I think maybe what I'll do before removing the tape is go ahead and put the spider on. Hopefully that's not going to be too much. Oh yeah, we're good. So this guy will keep the bit of tension on the plate so that the springs don't have anywhere to go, and I also don't have to hold it while I try and fish those pieces of tape out of there. Okay, there's one down. It's going to be kind of annoying, I think. want to make real sure we're not trying to cross those threads. But they are lined up correctly, which is great. All right, we had our little can't twist clamp holding the pin in. Actually seems perfect. I don't know why I messed with it. All right. We are cooking with gas here. So next thing we need to do is put the belts on and adjust them or tension them and then plug it in and see what happens. So I think everything else is finished. Apologize for any wind noise you might hear. The odds of having a windy April night are not that common here. It does not happen much, but anyway, so this is a 32 millimeter socket. I don't know what the equivalent in inches is, but I don't have big inch sockets. I have big metric sockets for automotive usage. Want to lower them down about equal every time so that all four of the belts are equally tensioned. Seems pretty good to me. All right, well, here goes nothing. It is disengaged. We will turn on the power, put on our safety glasses, and here goes the motor. Hopefully, if nothing goes wrong. That looked all right. Interesting. Obviously the belts need to be tighter. So maybe with that extra spring in there and all 4 springs being brand new, that spider's got to be on there tighter in order to push against that outer plate enough to engage the, actually, you know, force the friction disc in position. It's a good question. We'll figure it out. Okay, we've got it sorted out. So what the problem ended up being was the springs were just too strong. There was too much force pushing against the 2 discs so that they couldn't actually come together. And then we tightened up the belts. So let's start up the motor here. So unfortunately, it seems like the little rattle has actually gotten worse. And I think what it is the gunk and grease that had built up was actually dampening the vibration. And so I think there's just whatever clearance there is, it's enough to shake things. But anyway, now when we engage the lever, it pops right in like it's supposed to. The belt tension seems about right. And we are back in business. Got an operational lathe. So, let's put the cover back on. And the last thing to do will be to top up the grease. All right, we're back to where we started this whole adventure, trying to put grease in the clutch. So intake valve, try and do this without shaking too much or dropping you guys. And it says grease until grease is forced out of relief valve. That is grease coming out of the relief valve. So there we go. I guess we're gonna call that good. And then every 6 months or so, we will come back and top up the grease, keep this guy running smoothly. And if that grease is staying fresh and only combined with the exact same stuff, then we're not gonna have issues with it gelling together and making things terrible, so. Success.